Good evening, everyone. If you don't know, you should know. My name is Ramesh Khan, and I am a filmmaker and a film critic, and it's good to be back after 3 months. Been really busy trying to make a name for myself as a cinematographer here in India, but it's time to review what 10 years has been leading up into Avengers Infinity War.
I hope they remember you.
Avengers Infinity War is the culmination of the 10-year-long journey and experiment known as the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Marvel even acknowledges this fact in the opening of the film when the Marvel Studios logo comes up. In the word studios, the letters I and O have been transformed into 1 and 0, representing 10. But the experiment has been paying off profits ever since day one when Iron Man came out, and it's the same story with Infinity War. Infinity War is a hell of a film, not without its problems, however. This is a fantastic film because it is not much of a superhero film. It is more of a villain's story and a villain's journey told through a superhero film. There's very little of the Avengers in this movie, people, and deservedly so. Thanos has been being built since the end of the Avengers in 2012. It's been 6 freaking years. So deservedly so, Thanos deserves his own movie. What I don't understand is some of the creative choices taken by the Russos, who are excellent action directors, but this time the emotional storytelling is somewhat weaker than how good it was in Civil War. Civil War felt like it had higher stakes. Now listen to me very carefully. I said Civil War felt like it had higher stakes. It didn't have higher stakes. Obviously in Infinity War, the whole universe is at stake, so obviously Infinity War does have the higher stakes. But Civil War, the way the story was told, felt like a much bigger and more important story. And that's partially because maybe this film takes place on multiple worlds. It felt like a Scooby-Doo episode where, you know, the gang splits up and does half the work all the time. So this felt like that. And that was sort of a hindrance to the plot. The main issue with the stakes feeling low is the fact that we don't get to see random people die, and we don't get to see what's going on with the civilians this time around. It's all just the Avengers. That's something Joss Whedon always included in the previous 2 Avengers films. The Russos also cheat us in some action scenes as well. There's a scene where Thanos supposedly hurls a whole moon at the Avengers, and it's built up, and the scene starts off as if the whole fucking moon's gonna come crashing on the planet, but it's not. It's just shards of the moon. That was a bit lame. I mean, just imagine that, the whole fucking moon coming and crashing on a planet, and the Avengers have to flee or fight Thanos, you know, creating an interesting choice in a fight scene. They cheat us with Thanos' powers too. When Thanos comes into possession of all 6 Infinity Stones, we don't get to see him use all 6 of them at once. He scrolls between them. He's using the Reality Gem once, he's using the Soul Stone once, he's using the Time Gem once. Use them all at once. Let's see what the Infinity Gauntlet can do. It's the whole film. You know, it's like having a 12-inch dick and not going into porn. That was a weird analogy. Who wrote this review? But that's what some of the action sequences felt like to me. The Russos felt like they were holding back. Maybe it's because they want to show us the true power of all those things in the Avengers 2. I mean, the Avengers 4. The other problem from my side really is a nitpick, man, but it's a visual nitpick because I am pursuing a career in cinematography. The cinematographer of this film is not a bad man. He shot District 9, which is one of the best looking films of the past decade. Trent Opalok. I hope I pronounced that name right, sir. But this film could have felt much bigger visually. There's a lack of wide shots. While the film looks good, I couldn't help but question the lack of variety in shot sizes or the types of shots. Gone are the single takes, which shows the geography of all the heroes in a single battle, showing why the heroes can't team up to take out everyone at once. You know, they're all working at separate times. The film is full of close-ups. The battle in Wakanda is largely forgettable because the meat of the fight is shown in close-ups. We barely get to see these large sweeping shots, helicopter shots, drone shots of the battle taking place. And it's a bit disappointing to watch this film visually, to see that it didn't have that epic feel to it. Now this is a really big movie. Not everyone's gonna get equal screen time. We all knew that. And this ends up hurting the movie as well, because the biggest romantic relationship in this film is between the Vision and Scarlet Witch, and my goodness. That's that lady who plays Scarlet Witch. She's Elizabeth Olsen, I believe. Fucking gorgeous, guys. But they have little to no chemistry in the film, man. There's a point in the movie where Elizabeth Olsen has to show sadness for the Vision, and she literally quivers her lips. It's so pathetic. On the other hand, relationships which are given time on screen, such as Iron Man and Doctor Strange, are fantastic. I love the dynamic between them, two uber smart motherfuckers in the same room, and they despise each other. Thor and Rocket Raccoon are really fun as well. You know, there's a sense of respect between both of them, and they're both mischievous in this film. Thor is finally a badass in this film. They finally let him be what Thor is, an overpowered god. Thor was fucking awesome throughout this whole film. And Chris Hemsworth and both Chris Evans, they've really come into their own, man. You know, in the beginning when you saw them in their films, Captain America and the first Thor movie, it felt like they were doing imitations of Thor and Captain America. But now, you know what? They've become like Hugh Jackman is with Wolverine. I really can't see anyone else playing Thor and Steve Rogers. Fantastic, fantastic work by both Chris Evans and Chris Hemsworth. Chris Hemsworth steals every fucking scene he's in. Thanos, played by Josh Brolin, is a freaking monster of a performance. Josh Brolin fucking nails it. Josh Brolin is one of the most underrated actors of our generation and one of the coolest. He's like Jeff Bridges 2.0 in my eyes. In order for the Mad Titan's character to work, the Mad Titan Thanos needs to believe in what he's doing, which Thanos does. His plan is completely bonkers, but it still makes sense. Thanos needed to believe in it completely. He sees the universe as an overpopulated mess, and how does he tend to solve this problem? By killing half the people, of course. The idea of genocide in the form of eugenics is not new in our world. But in order for people to buy into that idea, the person pitching that said idea must believe in it completely. Thanos knows he's insane, but not stupid. He knows what he's doing is irrational, but he still goes on with it. That is an interesting thing they play with Thanos. You know, Thanos struggles to do what he's doing in the universe, you know, bringing balance to the universe as he calls it. And each stone he gets, he pays a sort of a price. And they do a really great thing with him when he reaches the Soul Stone. It adds a ton of character to Thanos. The guy really doesn't want to kill. I mean, he does. But he wants to kill because he has to kill. It's a fully formed character, and we see him suffer for his goals. There's a fantastic line where Thanos says, "It cost me everything to reach my goal." I know this review sounds like I really hated this film, but it couldn't be far from the opposite. I've already seen this film twice. I went to see this film in the morning. I don't see movies in the morning, but this film, I just think it could have been far superior if some different choices were made. Creative choices, visual choices. But let's see, maybe they're saving the best for part 2. For now, however, off of the strength of the lead character Thanos, this film gets a fantastic score of 4 out of 5. Anyway, people, thank you so much for watching this review. If you enjoyed this, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I apologize for my fans. I apologize for my regular audience who keeps asking me where I go and why I'm not constantly making reviews. It's because I'm utterly busy, man. I'm trying to make money. So thank you for watching right now, and hopefully you'll see a review from me before 3 months next time. Thank you so much. Remember to love yourself, people.